Hey everyone, it's Les from Comfortable Shoes Studio here, and I'm coming to you today with another budget art journaling video. This one, journaling with the setup I picked up at Walmart. So today we're going to be using gel pens. I've dispensed them out of their package. Gel pens, tape runner, these gel mixed media sticks, and some receipts because I always have receipts in my art journal, so thought I would continue that here. So yeah, let's get started here. All right, so I got an assortment of receipts and things. This is my most recently finished art journal. It is in a composition book. If you think I'm not dedicated to budget art journaling, you're wrong. I do it a lot. All right. So, receipts, ephemera, things for my life. I'm going to use this journal because it has larger pages and it was still a $5 journal. It's just the one that I got for my next video, which is about budget art journaling at Target. All right. So, I'm going to work horizontally. I don't always work horizontally or vertically, or I don't often have a preference for that. I'm going to clip things out of the way with these little metal clips from Dollar Tree, which if you are considering adding to your art journaling setup, those little pink clips from Dollar Tree are an excellent tool. All right, so I have these stickers that I've been making, but I think that defeats the purpose. All right, I'm gonna set some stuff aside here. I think I'm gonna start with adding in a little bit, not that, some receipts and stickers. And then I will also gonna do that. All right, so this is the tape runner I picked up from Walmart. I almost couldn't find it. I didn't know where I'd put it. So this is a list of some, if not all, of my coworkers. And I've got a little doodle there. I'm going to leave that doodle, little sketch, and layer that in. This is a sticker um, that came with my Christmas present. So I'm going to put that in there. It is a thermally printed little sticker. This is a Dollar Tree receipt from my trip to Dollar Tree that I took today for another video. I'm shooting a follow-up series of videos about what do you add to your art journaling kit if you've got $10 to spend. What $10 would you spend, or what would you spend $10 on if you wanted to add to your art journal kit? I kind of like that. I'm gonna do that. Or that. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a start there. Now I have this package of gel pens, and I've barely tested these, so I don't really know what all the colors are. I'm gonna start with pink and just sort of highlight some stuff. Go around. Ooh, that's a nice kind of hot pink. Little bubblegum neon thing going. These aren't the smoothest gel pens. I'm probably going to fast forward through parts of this because it'll be boring for you to watch if all I'm doing is kind of doodling with these pens. And these aren't the smoothest writing. Get a little bit of white line in the middle, which I don't think this camera is going to pick up. Mentioned, I think, in, well, I don't, you'll see this video before the one that I recorded before um, is on YouTube. But my iPhone that I've been using for ages to record has just decided it's not it's full. I'm gonna factory reset it and reinstall some software and see what happens. But it is a old iPhone 6 that I was using just as a studio camera for the overhead shots. But it was my wife's old one, and I was using that um, for shooting here. Now I'm using my action cam, which I got for my other channel. And I have to say, it actually does pretty well, but it doesn't like to get super detailed images. Um, it's a good camera. It's not really meant for this. I have another camera, but it doesn't have an external audio source, so um, or a way to hook an external audio source. It does okay with recording, but it picks up all the background noise, and I've become very dedicated to having better audio on all of my videos. So I've got some professional microphones that I've picked up over the last few years, and hopefully the audio has gotten significantly better. I also have, my old podcasting microphone for adding voiceovers into this. So I'm using a color combination I like a lot, and I didn't realize I've been using this combination for years in my art, and that's this pink and kind of hot orange. And apparently that's Dunkin' Donuts color scheme. So I'm partial to it, but when I mentioned that I like this color combination to some of the teenagers I work with, they're like, but you don't even like Dunkin' Donuts. So yeah, um, it's a good combination. It's eye searing in combination, like when you butt it up against one another like this. Um, but the teens are right. It is the Dunks color scheme. All right, so I am just kind of doodling a little bit. I'm also testing out these pens because I haven't tested these pens before. And I just want you to be able to see that even with a basic pen, you can get some interesting stuff. So this does have kind of a cool texture to it. The colors are a little uneven, and then some of the colors are more even. They vary. Um, just getting some interesting pops of color here as I'm doodling away. Button them up against one another. Yeah. I'm going to add in another, I think this is a neon orange. Not that other orange isn't neon. This is a brighter. It's a good thing I like neon shades. If I didn't, I would be upset about these colors. Now, I don't know if these are fully transparent. I think these are going to be fully transparent and not look good over the top of black paper, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a slightly brighter shade. It is quite bright. Let's see what the purple looks like. Darker purple. I'm gonna switch it out. Oh, that's not a very dark purple, I guess. So over the years, I've built up kind of a vocabulary of shapes that I use in my journals and my notebooks, and I do a lot of rounded um, rectangles like this that I go over the same lines repeatedly, um, again and again, and just get an interesting thing. Sometimes I'll write in these or I'll do these around written words to call them out. And sometimes I'll go over the same line just to create a line. It kind of creates a sausage shape. And I try to not make these super straight and even. Sometimes I go back and I fill in areas. And then sometimes I put shapes inside the rectangles. Now I use these to fill up areas where I haven't written. Um, I'll use little doodle shapes like this to fill in areas. And I do this, in my art journal, but I also do it when I'm taking notes. And I think it adds a lot to a page to add these little details in there. And yeah, so, you can also draw with these. I didn't queue up a photo, but um, when I do sketching with pens like this, I usually start with the lightest color, um, and work my way up to a darker color. Um, I let the light color be my highlight. And with gel pens, it's all about the cross hatching. So it's lines going over lines. And I know you probably cannot see um, this neon color at all. I'll switch over to another color in a moment. Um, you can have a chance of seeing it, I guess. So I usually when I'm using gel pens and the like to sketch, I'll use a yellow to put down highlights and the first shades of color. And then I'll use a related color to that. So something like this orange or this reddish orange or even red. I use something in the same color family. I'm going to switch over to the middle orange. Um, and then I'll go back over those lines a little bit. And I'm noticing with this gel pen, it is not going to layer well. That happens sometimes with gel pens. They have a tendency to make a more slick surface. So the gel pen just won't layer over itself as well if you get a lot of layers of it. It takes quite a few layers, but once you start to get to know the gel pens, you'll understand and you'll be able to understand that what the texture feels like under your pen, um, as to whether or not you're going to end up with pens that will layer. Some gel pens will layer no problem. You'll be able to get lots of thick texture with them. Um, but I guess we'll see. So with this gel pen, I am looking at cross hatching. So cross hatching is where you lay down a series of lines in one direction and then you crosshatch, you go over it, you go across it in a 90-degree-ish angle. And you can vary that. You can do different angles and it will have a different feel. You can also, with crosshatching, do curved lines to get different feelings of surface and texture. um, I use cross hatching a lot in my drawing. I use it with wet media as well. Cross hatching is a really useful thing to work on in terms of art skills. Um, I also find it relaxing. So after I use those two colors together, um, sometimes I'll come back, and if I've got areas where, I want to have some tone there, but I don't want the darker tones, I'll come back in with the light color and add in sort of highlights. I'm kind of preserving the white of the page here. I want to see what this blue looks like in connection. I think it's going to be, that blue will work. All right. So with the blue, I'm just going to come back in, and these are pretty transparent colors. So the colors are mixing. I'm getting an interesting little CMYK thing going here. And this is a thing that happens with inexpensive gel pens. Sometimes you gotta flick them to get them to write well. So I'm just going back in, and over the top of that orange and that yellow, I'm adding just a little bit of the blue in areas to add in some shadow. And I'm going to go over that a couple of times to give the shadow. And at this point, I'm mostly utilizing cross-hatching. It's much less line work happening here. I've got the majority of the line work already worked out. In that yellow, so of course you can play around with what you're gonna want and need from your gel pens, but yeah, so that's you've got lots of options when it comes to gel pens and this kind of stuff. You've got a lot of ways you can work with them, and they're a fun pop of color. I'm gonna go back over this with some more hatching. And so you can kind of work up an image like that. I'm just doing this from my head. So the other thing, in terms of cross-hatching, you can kind of do something with scribbles to build up shadows. So, you go over with one layer of scribbles, and then you go back over it. And this is a form of cross-hatching. So, one layer is your sort of base tone, and then you go back over it again and again to build up additional levels of tone. And yeah, this is great for hair, forest scenes and whatnot. Trees look great in this. And then, because if I was working with three colors, I can go back and I can add in the orange in a layer as well. And that'll give me an even darker tone. And then if I add yellow in, that will change the tone again. And typically when you're doing like a three color thing, you work lightest to darkest. So normally I would start with that yellow as the first layer. So there's that. Is this the world's greatest art journaling page? No. Does it tell the story of my last couple of days? Yes. I don't know how long this has been going, but I'm gonna test out these. This is the first time I've used these particular gel sticks. I did pick up a single of another brand. I'm going to use this blue. I just want to know what these feel like. Oh, they're nice. I'm just going to outline that Dollar Tree receipt. And you can feel it's very different on the different papers. It's really nice on the base paper of this sketchbook, which is pretty rough with a nice tooth. So really, this is a testing page, which is something I use in my art journal a lot. That's really nice, and I'm covering a lot of area and not using a lot of this product. Those are going to be fun. Let's see this pink. Yeah, all the different papers feel really different with these. And the colors are going to mix and lay over one another. Again, not using a ton of material. I found with the other brand stick, I got little globules as it warmed up. I got these little globs of the product, of the gel stick, the wax crayon, built up around the edges. Ooh, I like this. I like these a lot. If you are, I'm going to do a whole video series on this, which is what I was doing today at Dollar Tree. If you are going to add, if you've got, it's payday and you are thinking about what am I going to add to my art journaling kit, I got $10 to spend. If you have a Walmart near you, and I know at this point most of us do, see if they have these in stock at your store, because these are great. I don't know how they're going to work in terms of adding water to them yet, but they feel really good. They feel a lot like a wax pastel. Um, they remind me of a less blobby water soluble oil pastel. I think these are essentially a water soluble oil pastel. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these. I'm thinking about like portraits with them. Like how fun is God, they're slick. So yeah, so this is just a practice page. You know, practice pages are important too. I really want to. If I had a water brush near me, I'd be testing this out to see how it responds to water. They are supposed to be water soluble. Um, I do think they're going to be messy, which is going to be a lot of fun. So that's just to give you an idea of kind of like how I would work with some of these materials in this particular journal. I only did a page there. I would consider doing a spread, but my desk is too messy to do that right now. So yeah, this little practice page for you to see what you can do with the art journal with that limited $20 budget at Walmart. You get lots of fun color. Lots of fun color. And the ability to do some water soluble stuff, some traditional cross hatching and drawing with the gel pens, and then some water soluble mixed media stuff with these. That's a lot of fun. And with that, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.